Firstly, congratulations on your contract extension. How do you feel?
I feel happy. I don't sign contracts if I'm not happy. So to do it, I'm really happy with the trust, with the empathy. It's a special contract for me because I'm used to sign new contracts with the clubs after big achievements. And of course, I'm happy to do that, but it feels like the trust, the empathy, the belief in my work is a consequence of that big achievement. I did new contracts with Chelsea after being champion. I did new contract in Inter after winning Scudetto, in Real Madrid after winning La Liga. In here is just as a consequence of my work, and we believe in each other. We are happy with each other. I think I'm doing the things that the owners and the board feel are the right things to do for the future of the football club. They are showing me also their ambition, their commitment, their desire to go in the right direction. In the top of that, my relation with the players is really good. So I'm really happy to sign the contract and to focus on the club I'm really happy to work at.
Yes, you mentioned your players there. What sort of stability and long-term planning does this provide for you and them?
I think it's good for them. Even if there is one or two or more, I don't know, that is not happy with my new contract. Even for them, it's good to know that I'm going to stay. This is the tradition of Manchester United, is to give confidence to the managers. They believe they can take the team to the places where the history of the club deserves. But honestly, you know, clubs nowadays, they change the manager too many times, and that is not even good for the evolution of the players, even as individuals. So I believe the majority of them is really happy that I'm going to stay, and one of the reasons I'm staying is because of them. I always told that, even in the moments where our results were not the best after defeats or something like that. I always told that my relation with them was really good. I always told that I really enjoy to work with them, and of course that is fundamental for me.
What makes this group of players so special then?
I think the human side of it. Good players, of course, we know they are. There are not bad players in a club like Manchester United. I think the human side of it makes a real difference. And I'm in football for so many years. I'm getting probably my third generation of players. There is an evolution in them, in their mentality, in their environments, in the people that surrounds them. Their personalities are changing with the years. So I think I feel a privileged one to work with such a fantastic group of boys. Even between them, the relations are really good. They stick together in bad moments. We are working together for 1.5 years. We were thinking about 3. It was my initial contract was 3 years. We made now the decision to make it clear for everyone that is not for 3, is for 4 or 5, and who knows more.
And that really helps to build a team. You must thrive on that process of building your own team and putting your own stamp on Manchester United.
Yes, you know, of course everybody knows, and I know for a long time the history, the tradition of the club. Another thing is the moment where I arrived, and there is a gap, or there was a big gap between the team when I arrived and the tradition and the history of Manchester United and the ambitions every supporter has to go back to that level. But since day one, and I always felt that the owners were very committed with that. They shared that ambition with the fans, the board working hard, and you know, I have the clear feeling that they will never stop until they reach what they want to reach, which is to go back to success. I know that last season we won a few competitions, which was important, especially the Europa League, to close that cycle of a club that won everything in the world of football. But that's not what we want. We want more, and we have a long way to go. But the way we are working, I think we will arrive there.
Has being manager of Manchester United lived up to your expectations, or did you have any to begin with?
No, I played so many times against Manchester United. I played so many times at Old Trafford, with Porto, with Chelsea, with Inter, with Real Madrid. Every time I had a new club, I knew that Manchester United was going to be on my way. So I learned what Manchester United is. I learned, even as an opponent, the meaning, the dimension, the history. Now, the pride to work for such a big club. And I know that the pressure is more than in a normal club. I know the expectations are more. I also know that the industry of the media, the pundits and so on, they look to us with special eyes. But I love to work for the club, a club with this dimension, with this passion, and I don't feel uncomfortable under that skin. I feel that I'm ready, I cope well, and I really enjoy.
So that's part one of our extended interview with the boss. We'll bring you part two very, very shortly. But then it's great to hear Jose talk in such a relaxed way, with a smile on his face. He is happy here, and of course, after the successes last season, he was the first United manager in history to secure a major trophy in his first season at the club, as he did here in the EFL Trophy, which you can see Wayne Rooney and Zlatan there about to live. Zlatan was brilliant in that final as well, wasn't he? But I mean, it seems like ages ago, that final, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, it's not even a year, is it?
I know, it's crazy how much has happened.
But what I'm saying is, even since then, we've made huge progression. We really have. You look at the players he signed initially, and he was right in the fact that the gap, he was talking about the gap between winning things under Sir Alex and when he took over, seemed to grow quite a bit. So when he come in, he's obviously signed Ibrahimovic, Mkhitaryan in the first year, Pogba, Bailly. I mean, they were all successes, you know what I mean? And this season followed it up with Matic, Lukaku and Lindelof, who we haven't seen so much of, and obviously Sanchez coming in now. So we're getting stronger and stronger, and the manager can see that, you know, he's obviously got a plan, and I think the fans can see that it's not easy, there's challenges there, but we're heading in the right direction. And certainly winning two big trophies last year, the progression up to second place this season, more goals scored, we're still as defensively strong as ever. We're getting better and better all the time, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
We've seen, Sully, we've been on pre-season tour, how hard he works, how long he's there before a training session starts, the detail that goes into training sessions, details that goes into what players play where and when. We've seen all that. We know he works extremely hard.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic news for not just the club, but the supporters of the club as well.
Yeah, it really is. Everyone should be very, very happy. OK, let's hear more from the boss now. Here's part 2 of that interview with Helen Evans.
Just talking about that pressure. Obviously, you've been under pressure, I'm sure, in lots of jobs, but the scrutiny here, maybe arguably a little bit more. Do you enjoy being under that pressure, or do you just go home and shut yourself off and think, no, that's it?
You know, Real Madrid, Inter, they are really big clubs too. They are big clubs, and they prepare you. They prepare you for the next step. Even Chelsea, when I got Chelsea, also the beginning of Mr. Abramovich, with the big expectations around what could happen with the football club. That kind of pressure become part of my life. I think if one day I work at a different level, I think I probably will miss it. So, you know, I try to make it part of my life and live with it. And honestly, I enjoy it. You know, there is no problem. Sometimes I feel a little bit unfair. Sometimes I feel that is a bit difficult for the other industries around the game to give us the credit that sometimes we deserve. I think is difficult to be Manchester United manager, Manchester United player, probably Manchester United owners, probably Manchester United board. I think it's quite difficult even recently. And I want to make it clear, was not a player like Alexis Sanchez. It looks that it's difficult for people to say, well done, fantastic, you did it in a fantastic way. He was with 1.5 feet in another club. You went there and you did it. It looks like it's hard to give credit when we win matches. There is always an if. When a player does fantastically well, there is always negative to say, but the reality is that we sell. I think without us, without Manchester United, the industry would be in trouble. So that's also part of being in such a club.
What do you feel has been your most enjoyable part of the job?
You know, the challenge is a bit, for me, is a little bit of deja vu. When I go to Real Madrid in 2010, the club was in a difficult period. Not even a Champions League quarter-final for 8 years, not a cup for 20-something, not a league for 8 or 9 or so. I feel it a little bit like deja vu. Is hard, but is enjoyable. You know, big club, big expectation. But I think when you do it, when you win it, and I had a little bit of a taste by winning a cup and Europa League. When you do it, you feel like you are doing it for millions and millions and millions.
What's been your favourite goal that has been scored by one of your players here? Can you think of one that's really stood out? Not necessarily most important, but just the one that you enjoyed?
You know,